Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Covering both sides of the big issues with the analysis you trust on News Radio 1040 WHO.
A growing number of Americans, which I'm pleased about, are questioning the value of going to college. Because, look, if you spend all that money on a basket weaving course, a basket weaving major, and you come out and you get a job in basket weaving, you're going to find that 25 grand a year job is probably not going to pay for your student loans. Joining us to talk about it is a hiring expert. Her name is Casey Hasten. How you doing, Casey?
I'm doing great, Simon. Thanks for having me back. It's been a while.
It has been a while, but we're still singing from the same hymn sheet over here. It's remarkable that this hasn't actually taken off more dramatically than I thought it would, because still schools seem to be heavily focused on sending everyone to college, and if they don't, they're regarding themselves as failures.
Absolutely. You know, and colleges, of course, have a vested interest in those schools sending those kids to their colleges, right?
Sure.
And they don't like this recent trend that they're seeing, you know, of people saying, maybe I want to be in the workforce. I have a really interesting statistic for you, though, okay? Out of all the, there's a new research that came out from Georgetown University Center for Education and the Workforce, and they found that more than half of college graduates, earn less than high school graduates 10 years later.
Wow. I mean, it's just, it genuinely is scary on one level, right?
I think so, and I've been hearing this. I just recently did a lot of media about the fact that companies are hiring now, and they're saying no degree, no problem. We are really starting to see that trend. Now, it's not in those. Now, it's not if you're a doctor. You still have to go to school and get your degree, right? And most of your accountants and finance professionals are going to have to go get that degree. But we're seeing a lot of those that. A lot of those trades that may have required a degree in the past, for example, an executive assistant.
Right.
Most of the searches in the past that I have done for that, because I'm a recruiter, they want a degree just to say that you did it. You got that stamp. You can make it through a 4-year school, even if it's 6 years. But we're not seeing that anymore. They're really starting to look at those, applicable skill sets or even those certifications.
Right, so we got a bunch of different things, right? So we've got trades. That's one option. I don't know if we have enough plumbers. Usually not. You can't get one when you want one. I don't know if we have enough electricians. I don't know that we have enough people, tradespeople. Right, when the economy is not in recession like it is now, we build a lot of stuff. There are all kinds of trades that are required, as well as just the basic laborers. There are trades all over construction sites that we need people to learn and do. So there's the trades angle, and then there's, not everybody needs jobs, so a degree, because we got people in call centers where degrees were required.
Yeah. Yeah, and here's a couple of interesting jobs that I think most people just assume these people have degrees. But think about it. Did you know that you don't have to have a degree to be a commercial pilot?
You see, no, a lot of people do not know that. They're just assuming you have to have a degree to be a commercial pilot.
Exactly. Now, some airlines may make that requirement, but that's not where you're tested. Where you're tested is on your flight time, and how many hours do you have? Have you gone to get certified, or they call it a type rating, in that specific aircraft? And so, but it's not a degree. If you have a degree, that's great, but you don't have to have one. And some other things, police officers.
Mm-hmm.
Most police departments don't require that you have a degree, and your frontline supervisors, they can make over 6 figures.
Right. Really quite amazing. My son-in-law, I'm not going to say where he works because he's my son-in-law, but my son-in-law is for promotion. in a very, very good company that he's at for promotion, they're now saying, yeah, we need you to go and do that. We need you to go and get a master's at this point if we're going to promote you to the next level. And that's reasonable. I don't think that's unreasonable. You're already employed. They're paying for you to do that. So I think that's pretty reasonable.
I think if the company wants to invest in their talent in that fashion and they are saying this is a requirement, but we're going to pay for it, I think that's fair. Sign me up.
Yep, absolutely. So you're a recruiter, Casey, right? So so while you're out there doing the recruiting for these corporations, are you noticing a change?
I'm not, because I am very niche down in what I do. So I focus on accounting and finance. So most of my roles, they're not only going to require a degree, they're going to require additional certifications like a CPA, a CFA, something along those lines. So we're not really seeing that where we're at. But in other roles.
But you go to recruiter conferences, don't you?
Actually, I don't.
I'm just playing with you. I just wanted to know if there were bagels. All these meetings, that's the big question I have. But anyway.
Hey, let me tell you something. One of my networking organizations just dropped bagels, and I almost quit going.
Yeah, okay. There you go. That's good. Good to know. So, all right. So that you are in a niche. By the way, one of my daughters is a global chartered management accountant. I'm just throwing that out there. So you now have.
Let me know if she needs help.
Will do. So you got that now. But do you think the industry in general, the recruiting industry in general, is noticing this change?
I think so, and I think where you're going to see it even more so is going to be like in your IT and your technology roles. They're recognizing the value of, again, those certifications. And when I say certifications, this is something where you go and you study a specific language or how to do one thing, and you get certified. Just to make it easy, let's say you need to get certified in Excel. Okay, you need to be a power user, and people look for that certification rather than a finance degree, because finance uses Excel heavily, and you have to be able to manipulate the models. So I think that we're going to see, as we trend away, and people are, and I think the reason we're seeing that lower, I think enrollment was down by, I want to say 6.5% since 2019. I think a lot of that had to do with the pandemic. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we're having severe labor shortages right now. Mm-hmm. The economy just explodes open. Now, that may change. We are starting to catch a little wind of companies that are starting to reduce their workforce again, a little bit more than we saw before. But we still have that explosive job growth. And it's not going to slow down anytime soon, I don't think.
All right. Well, it's fascinating stuff, and I really did think it would have taken off more by now with the really tremendous cost of a 4-year degree, especially as it costs a lot more if you stick around for 6 years.
Absolutely, and interestingly, through all this, across the board, on average, universities and colleges have raised their already incredibly high prices for tuition another 5% on average.
Yeah. Amazing stuff. Casey is a hiring expert, and if you want to find out more about her, you can go to wearevip.com. Good website, by the way. wearevip.com. That's how you find out more about Casey, and we're very pleased that you took some time out today, Casey. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
You are very welcome. You take care.